To turn on the Zero Waste SF6 analyzer, simply press the on-off button once. The display will come up almost immediately, and it will go through a series of self-diagnostic checks. When you first switch the unit on, it needs to stabilise. The analyzer will take up to 10 minutes and will count down. Once this stabilisation process is complete, there is no more requirement to have to stabilise for each analysis. You are able to use immediately. The Zero Waste Analyzer will now demonstrate how to analyse a new bottle of SF6 gas. The SF6 gas bottle has a regulator and is connected to the hose. As we mentioned earlier, this is a hose which is lined with a PTFE tube to prevent any problems with sample integrity. It is always recommended you use the hose supplied with the Zero Waste Analyzer. Connection is very, very simple. You push inside the gas sample connector and it is a quick fit. This is the display of the Zero Waste SF6 analyzer. If you look at the top left, you can see the date and the time. This is your main menu screen. Here is your battery. Here is your on-off switch. This is your measurement parameter. This is your calibration parameter. And these are the various utilities associated with the software. When measuring a new sample bottle of SF6 gas, you press the measure button on the main menu. You then have the sample ID menu. The location is easy to input. I'm using hydro as the location. Press OK. The phase I can name as a bottle. Press OK. And the operator again is Jim. I confirm, and then we come to the measurement cycle screen. As I mentioned before, you can measure up to 5 samples of any bottle. We are going to measure 2 samples. You can have automatic start or automatic pump back. We are not going to select automatic pump back. The reason being is that with some bottles which have regulators in, you cannot pump the gas back to a regulated bottle unless it is less than 150 psi in pressure. The line purge is dependent on whether you wish to have the hose purged correctly prior to doing the analysis. On this occasion, we will keep the line purge. Then, all you do is press the start button. As you can see, we are now purging the gas line, and the countdown of the analysis is on the bottom corner of the screen. As you can see, we are measuring sample number 1 or cycle number 1 of 2 cycles or samples. As you can see now, we've moved on to the next procedure, which says sampling will start soon. The analyzer is now readying itself to take a sample of the gas from the bottle. Now you can see that we are drawing a gas sample and that gas is flowing. If there is a problem, for example, the gas regulator is not switched on, the valve is shut, or something which stops or restricts the gas from flowing, you will see a message that says restricted flow or no gas. This will be in red, and therefore you need to check the bottle, the valve or the tap. When you see sample extended, this means that the analyzer is trying to find a reproducible moisture level. If the reading with the analyzer is not stable, you will see sample extended. This should last between 1 and 2 minutes. If it lasts longer than 2 minutes, please continue to the end of the analysis, because what this normally means is that there is a high level of moisture inside the hose. As you can see, we have now moved from the sample process to the processing sample. This now is counting down to the end of the analysis. If you recall, we have set up 2 cycles. This is the first cycle of 2. We're measuring a new bottle of SF6 gas. What will happen now is we will see a flash of the results. The readings in green show that this has passed the test. If it does not pass the test, it will go red. We are now storing the first sample of gas in the holding tank. We are then going to move on to sample number 2 of the second cycle. We are now just going through exactly the same process as when we first started cycle number 1, purging instrument, and you can see the time again counting down. As you can see, we are now running the second cycle of the second cycle, and sampling will start soon. This is readying the analyzer to take the sample gas from the bottle. Now we are drawing the gas sample, and as you can see, gas is flowing. We are counting down. Bottom right hand corner shows how many seconds are remaining. As we can see, with the second sample of the second cycle, sampling extended is shown again. What this is showing is that the hose still needs to be dried with the sample. So we will extend the sampling time until the analyzer is happy with the stability of the gas. And as you can see, we very quickly switched to processing sample. If you look at the time sampling extended was from the first cycle to the second cycle, you can see that time has been greatly reduced. We are now approaching the end of the second cycle. We are measuring the SF6 gas bottle. We have 10 seconds remaining. What will happen is, again, we will see a flash of the results. We will then have the opportunity to pump back the gas if we wish. As you can see, the result here is much lower. Again, it has passed the test because everything is green. If it fails the test, these numbers go red. We are now storing the gas, but on this occasion, we are not pumping the gas back. You are left with an option. The measurement is completed. Would you like to pump the gas back now? You have a choice. If you press yes, it will start the compressor. If you press no, it will enable you to go back to the main menu. Recommendations are that when you are sampling from a gas bottle, it is not recommended, if there is a regulator in line, that you are pumping back into the bottle, unless the bottle has no regulator and is less than 150 psi of pressure. On this occasion, because we have a regulator in line to the gas bottle, it is not possible to pump the gas back. So I am going to select no. When you press no, you then go to the results screen. And as you can see on these two bottles, on these two samples, we have had 120 ppm and then on the second cycle 57 ppm for moisture. This is showing that we are still drying the gas from the previous samples we measured. If you look at the SF6, there is a very, very high quality purity, 99.99% and 99.98% on the first sample. Now to return to the main menu, you just press the home key.